Hi, welcome to the Money Tea. Today we'll be talking about the recent unemployment rate. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics recently announced the unemployment data for May, and it had everyone absolutely confused. So the unemployment rate for May was 13.3%. This is 1.4% less than April's unemployment rate, which was 14.7%. This whole situation surprised everyone, and now people are wondering that maybe we're headed towards an economic recovery and maybe the worst is behind us. But is that really the case? Before you start celebrating, know that the BLS actually said that they misclassified some workers. Some employees were classified as employed not at work when they should have been classified as unemployed on temporary layoff. So what exactly does this mean? Basically, this means that the BLS incorrectly classified 4.9 million workers as being employed. Had this error not occurred, the correct unemployment rate would have been 19.2% for April and 16.1% for May. Don't forget that the official unemployment rate does not include anyone who's not looking for work at the moment or someone who's working reduced hours. So say for example, if you lost your job because of COVID-19 but have stopped looking because you think that there's no one hiring at the moment, this official unemployment rate does not include you. If people working reduced hours or those who have stopped looking for work were included in the data, then the official unemployment rate for May would have been 21.2%. So how's unemployment calculated? Well, it's not calculated by looking at the number of people who collect unemployment insurance. So what happens is that the US Census Bureau calls about 70,000 households a month. They then ask specific questions to determine unemployment status. The first thing that they ask is how many people in the household are actually in the labor force. This means people who are actively looking for jobs or have jobs. Only people who are in the labor force are counted towards the unemployment rate. This means that if someone says that they don't have a job and are not actively looking for a job, then they will not be counted in the unemployment rate. Let me give you an example. Imagine the BLS collects data on 100,000 people. Out of those, 25,000 say they don't have a job and are not actively looking for a job. This 25,000 will not be included. The remaining 75,000 will be counted towards the labor force. Out of those 75,000, say 70,000 have jobs and 5,000 don't have jobs but are actively looking. Therefore, 93.3% of them will be classified as employed and 6.7% of them will be unemployed. So the official unemployment rate will be 6.7%. And that is how you calculate the unemployment rate. Well, the good news is that there was actually a lot of job growth in May, especially in those industries that were hardest hit by the crisis. This includes leisure, hospitality, and retail. All of these sectors saw an increase in the number of employed people. And what's the bad news? Economists are warning that it will take a long time for the economy to recover. Don't forget that the US is still recording at least 20,000 new COVID-19 cases, especially in the South and the West. Remember that while employers are calling back workers that were furloughed, the number of permanent job losses actually increased in May. Similarly, millions of people have been laid off since the data was last collected. So what many economists are agreeing on at the moment is that the stimulus bill that was passed did a good job at limiting a lot of the economic damage that would have resulted from COVID-19. However, we don't yet know how the economy will continue to improve without the stimulus help. So what does this mean for you? Basically, it's not time to celebrate just yet. We still have to collect more data to understand what is going on. So carry on making the same money moves that you've been making. This includes building up your emergency fund as well as general savings, and carry on investing and contributing towards your retirement plan. Remember, we still don't know what is going to happen. And that, my friends, is a tea of the day. Until next time, cheers!